Evening. Vanakkam to everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. So we'll be starting in just 5-10 minutes from now. So we have some places in the front. So if you all at the back want to come in front, it'll be great. So முன்னாடி நீங்க லைட்டா வரலாம். It's not a problem at all. So you guys can come in the front, occupy the seats, and we will start in just 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay. Firstly, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Or else, அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மாலை வணக்கம். மாலை வணக்கம் to everybody. I can't hear you. சத்தமே கேட்கல. இல்ல கேட்கல. இன்னும் கேட்கல. Louder, guys. Good evening. Yes, that looks like a nice bunch of Coimbatore people. So good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome to ET Make in India SME Regional Summit, an Economic Times initiative to enable future-ready MSMEs to power the India at 100 vision. On behalf of the economictimes.com, my name is Hiba, and I'm excited to welcome you all today to the Coimbatore edition of ET SME Regional Summit. Can I have a clap from you all, yeah? Big clap. Big clap, guys. Yeah, big clap. Let's have this positive energy going on. So firstly, welcome to you all to Coimbatore, the vibrant industrial hub of South India. Known as the Manchester of South India, Coimbatore is the powerhouse of MSMEs, renowned for its thriving textile, engineering and manufacturing industries. With a legacy of entrepreneurship and innovation, this city continues to drive India's industrial growth, making it the perfect setting for today's MSME event. Today's theme is Empowering MSMEs, Driving India's Century of Sustainable Growth. This summit will explore opportunities and innovations in the state's thriving small business ecosystem. Today's event provides us with an exceptional platform to celebrate the achievements of Coimbatore's businesses, exchange knowledge and experiences, and chart a roadmap to build a globally competitive and future-ready MSMEs from India. The Coimbatore edition of ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit is brought to you by the economictimes.com, of course, in partnership with Aditya Birla Finance Limited as our presenting partner, the New India Assurance Co. Limited as our insurance partner, BSC as SME listing enabler, and VST Grandshore as our luxury automobile partner. Can I have a clap for all of our partners? Yes. Sattama oru kai thattal. Very good. All right, so through our engaging and insightful sessions with policymakers, industry leaders, and ecosystem enablers we have with us today, we aim to uncover new growth opportunities and foster collaborations that will further amplify the success of Indian MSMEs. So last year, we at the economictimes.com started this journey across the key SME hubs in India. And today we complete over 23 such conclaves, and we're really proud that we are in Coimbatore right now. Today, we are privileged to have with us a distinguished panel of experts, industry stalwarts, and policymakers who will share their insights and experiences on the challenges and opportunities for the MSME sector in Coimbatore. Tamil Nadu is home to more than 5 million MSMEs. Clap on just that, yes. Contributing approximately 9% to the state's GDP and pivotal in industrial development and economy. With a diverse industrial base across key sectors, including textile, automotive, and jewelry industries, and more based in and around Coimbatore, today's summit promises to have insights and inputs that each one of you can take away in a large scale. So with that being said, should we get the session started? ஆரம்பிக்கலாமா இல்ல இன்னும் கேட்கல ஆரம்பிக்கலாமா Can I hear a loud yes? Superb. So with that being said, we have a beautiful Kuthuvilakku in front of us. So we will begin by lighting the lamp, for which I would like to invite Mr. Rajendran B, IEDS, Assistant Director, MSME DFO Coimbatore. A warm welcome to you, sir. We also have Mr. M. Karthikeyan, President, Coimbatore District Small Industries Association. A warm welcome to you as well, sir. We also have Mr. Santanu Basu, Head SME, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. A. Kittuswamy, Chief Regional Manager, the New India Assurance Co. Limited. We also have Shirish Mathur, Head SME Products and Digital Platforms, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. We have T.G. Senthilvelan, Additional General Manager, BSc. And of course, we have Ms. Neha Dewan, Assistant News Editor at the Economic Times, who will light the lamp for us. So please, let's do the honors. Yes, a loud clap while we light the lamp of positivity inside. Sure. One picture with all of us, yes. Can we have one more clap for all of them? Yes. Thank you very much. So now to give us a formal welcome note, I now invite Ms. Neha Dewan, the Assistant News Editor, economictimes.com, to deliver the welcome address. So can we have a clap for her as she comes up? Big clap, Satama. Yes.
Thank you, Hiba, for that welcome. Mr. Rajendra B., Assistant Director, DFO, MSME DFO, Coimbatore. Mr. M. Karthikeyan, President, Coimbatore District Small Industries Association. Mr. Shantanu Basu, Head, SME, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Mr. Shirish Mathur, Head, SME Products and Digital Platforms, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Panel members, speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the ET Make in India SME Regional Summit in Coimbatore, a city popularly dubbed as the Manchester of the South due to its extensive textile industry. It is home to a diverse set of mills and textile research institutes. Besides that, it is known for its various industries, including manufacture of motor pump sets and varied engineering goods. But before I go further, I want to ask the audience here about their take on the budget for the MSME sector. So can we have a show of hands from those who think it was positive for the MSMEs? Show of hands. Okay, and now from those who think it was neutral for MSMEs. Okay, and lastly, those who think it will not make any difference for MSMEs. I don't see any show of hands, so it's going to be very positive. Okay, so so no show of hands for those who think it will not make any difference to MSMEs. Okay, I think that's a good start then, to this year. Incidentally, it's the same question I asked when I traveled over the last couple of days to meet MSME units in Tirupur, the state's largest knitwear cluster and textile hub. The warmth exuded by the MSMEs, Tirupur Exporters Association, and other industry associations on my visit here spoke of their magnanimity and spiritedness, irrespective of the range of day-to-day challenges that they face as entrepreneurs in making ends meet. Consider this, a textile hub which produces rupees 30,000 crore worth of knitwear per year and is targeting rupees 40,000 crore in exports this fiscal, still awaits getting its key expectations met by the government. Capital subsidy for units investing in machinery, subsidy in power tariffs for treating effluent in common effluent treatment plants, and a level playing field that places the knitwear cluster at par with competitors have been consistent requests by the industry. The facts on ground only support their case further. My interaction with Dyers Association of Tirupur, for instance, revealed that the quantity of water which they recycle every day is akin to 50% of the entire Tamil Nadu state population's drinking water. I mean, that is the kind of water that is being recycled every day in Tirupur. Today's laborer is tomorrow's owner is a saying in Tirupur which you don't just hear, but also get to see. Examples abound of first-generation entrepreneurs in the city who scaled up the business against all odds, took risks, and decided to never give up. Their sense of pride, ownership, and passion in what they do and what they can achieve is endearing, to say the least. At Economic Times, our endeavor is to know more about such MSMEs, which are making a difference through their sheer hard work and enterprise. With this summit, which comprises a series of on-ground events across India, we seek to unlock opportunities, tackle challenges, and foster knowledge sharing and networking among the stakeholders. MSMEs employ 40% of India's workforce, contributing 45% of the output and 40% of the exports. Their contribution serves as an important constituent of economic growth for the nation. We at the Economic Times want to be a part of the solutions which can pave a better path for small businesses in the city. We want to be in step with MSMEs in the inspiring journey of resilience and perseverance. Our intent is to make more of such stories seen, heard, and spoken about. India's 63 million MSMEs have a plethora of opportunities that are waiting in the wings for them. And from my interactions with MSMEs in Tirupur and Coimbatore, it is clear that they will always find a way, come what may. Support from the government by way of incentives and schemes can help them harness their potential to the fullest. On that note, I once again extend a warm welcome to you all and hope you assimilate enriching insights from the session today. I look forward to meeting you on the sidelines of the event and discussing your challenges and exploring opportunities. Thank you.
Can we have one more clap, please? Yes? With more energy, yeah? Keep the energy going on throughout the event. So to begin with our first session of the day, to really understand how the government supports small businesses in Coimbatore, we have Mr. Rajendran B, IEDS, Assistant Director, MSME DFO Coimbatore, who will deliver the keynote address for us. So can we have a big clap for him as he comes up? I said big clap, yeah? Welcome, sir.
Yeah, very good evening to all of you, esteemed guests, entrepreneur and participants. It's my great privilege to stand before you to discuss the vital role of micro, small, medium enterprises in our region, especially in Coimbatore, known as Manchester of South India. Coimbatore is the highly vibrant, dynamic industrial hub where MSMEs are backbone of economic growth and employment generation and innovation. Today, I will highlight the robust support that government provides to MSMEs through various policies, schemes and initiatives, and explain how these opportunities can empower the local entrepreneur in the journey of success. A small presentation is there, I think you can understand better. I hope that all knows about this MSME definition. If the investment in plant and machinery up to 1 crore and turnover up to 5 crore, it is called micro enterprises. If the investment in plant and machinery up to 10 crore and annual turnover not more than 50 crore, it is called small enterprises. If the investment in plant and machinery up to 50 crore and annual turnover up to 250 crore, it is medium enterprises. In the recently announced budget, this MSME definition and classification has been enhanced. As far as this investment is concerned, it is 2.5 times it is increased, and also turnover is concerned 2 times it is increased. If it is micro enterprises, the current investment level has gone up to 2.5 crore, and small enterprises it has gone up to 25 crore. If it is medium enterprises, it has gone up to 25 crore. As like this, turnover also 2 times it has been increased. As far as micro enterprises is concerned, this turnover has increased up to 10 crore, and medium enterprises it has been increased up to 100 crore. So medium enterprises is concerned, it is increased up to 500 crore. So more number of units can come up in this MSME category, so they can attain the benefit. So it is a small overview of MSME in Indian economy. It gives employment over 111 million peoples, and also 63.38 million MSME sectors are in the country, and also it has potential to spread industrial growth across the country. And also more than 6,000 products contributes to the MSME's contribution, and also it gives 28% national GDP, and also 45% total manufacturing output, and 40% to the export. As far as our office is concerned, we are having on state office in Chennai, and also for assisting 3 branches of branch offices are in Coimbatore, Madurai, and Tirunelveli. As far as Coimbatore is concerned, we are having 7 districts. So while going to scheme, suppose if anybody wants to set up new enterprises, Government of India is having PMEGP and PMFME. Normally this PMEGP will be implemented through DECs, they are being the implementing agency, and also KVIC also available. So under this scheme, to generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban areas through setting up new ventures. So for this, eligibility should be minimum of 18 years and must have passed at least 8th standards. Under this scheme, if we set up industrial in rural area, if we are general category, we can get a subsidy at the rate of 25%. If it is special category, SC, ST, women entrepreneur means the subsidy will be 35%. And urban area, this will be 15 and 25% respectively. In addition to this, state government is having separate setup scheme, needs new enterprise development schemes, as like that Annal Ambedkar champion scheme, unemployed youth generation program. Likewise, so many programs, so many schemes are available. So the MSMEs can go through this scheme and can get the benefit. After setting up new enterprises, another important factor is credit thing. As far as CGT MSE is concerned, up to 5 crore we can get collateral free loans. In recently announced budget, this 5 crore limit has been enhanced up to 10 crore. As far as all over India is concerned, in the financial year 2023-24, 2,02,000 crore has been issued under CGT MSE category. It will cover, guarantee covers from 75 to 85% respectively. Stand Up India is concerned, it is another one important credit facility scheme. Every bank, they should give at least one collateral free loan to women or SC, ST entrepreneur up to 1 crore. And another one is Mudra scheme. In the Mudra scheme, we are having 3 categories: Sisu, Kishore, Tarun. Up to 50,000 Sisu, up to 5 lakh, up to 5 lakh it is Kishore, and up to 10 lakh it is Tarun. Now in the recently announced budget, it has been enhanced up to 20 lakhs. It is called Tarun Plus. So Udyog registration, it is another way of easy way of doing business. It was introduced. Anybody can register and can get the MSME certificate, and also they can update their details later also. Due to this Udyog registration, lot of benefits are there. If they want to avail any government subsidies, they should register with Udyog registration, and also lot of benefits will be available. Yes, like that they can get exemption from EMD and also financial benefits also. So MSMEs will be assisted in reducing manufacturing cost through lean technology tools, FIRES, Kanban, JIT, etc. For this purpose, a cluster has to be formed. Minimum 4 to 10 MSME units joined together, they can form a cluster. For this purpose, the Government of India will be funding to this cluster consultants at the rate of 3.6 lakhs per unit per maximum extent of 36 lakhs. So the MSME units can get a quality global standards. As far as this scheme is concerned, we have introduced Tirupur in 10 clusters. In every cluster, every micro units, they have saved a cost at the rate of 25 lakhs per annum. Another one important thing is JET zero defect, zero effect. Normally we will have ISO 9001 quality management. ISO 14001 means environmental oriented. Occupational safety means we will have to adopt different certification system. As like that, as a small MSME, it will be difficult for them to adopt all those technical and standards. In zero defect, zero effect, in this system, 20 parameters are there. If we adopt first 5 parameters, they can get a bronze certificate. up to 14 parameter they can get a silver, up to 20 parameter they can get a gold parameter. So due to that, it is a comprehensive holistic certification system. It will cover all the quality, environmental and occupational safety, HR related all the standards. For example, if we take first 5 quality parameter, if we have ISO 9001, it covers quality management and also occupational safety. So we can cover all those parameters in a single certification system itself. These are the financial benefits will be given from Government of India. If you are a micro enterprises, we can get a subsidy up to 80%. If we are a small enterprises, the subsidy will be 60%, and medium enterprise means it will be 50%. The balance amount also can be reimbursed from state governments. And another scheme is a design clinic scheme. Suppose to facilitate MSMEs to develop design strategies and design related products and services, Government of India will be funding. This will be implemented through IITs, NITs like esteemed organization. The subsidy limit will be up to 40 lakhs. If we are micro enterprises, the subsidy will be 75%. If we are small and medium enterprise means the subsidy will be 60%. And also final year students, they will get a subsidy up to 75% to a maximum project cost of 2.5 lakhs. To enhance awareness of MSMEs about intellectual property rights, Government of India also funding. If we are having a domestic patent means 1 lakh subsidy will be there. If it is international patent means we can get a 5 lakh patent. If it is trademark, 10,000 funding will be there. And also supporting innovators in nurturing new innovative ideas for production of new innovation products. We have recognized engineering colleges as a business incubation center. Through this business incubation center, any MSME units students can submit their innovative ideas. If the innovative ideas selected, the new innovative idea will get a fund at the rate of 15 lakhs. So after completing this making prototype product, they can be commercialized. For commercialization purpose, they can get a fund. They get a fund at the rate of seed capital at the rate of 20 lakh per idea. As far as this cluster scheme is concerned, creating and developing clusters with a group of MSMEs for facilitating common facility center training, testing parameters. If we are setting up new enterprise, more than 50 micro units are there, the Government of India subsidy will be 70%, 20% from state government, and 10% will be SPV contribution. In addition to that, Government of India also funding for infrastructure facilities under ID projects. Under public procurement policy, lot of CPSUs are there, more than 256 CPSUs are there in India. They will have to procure 25% has to be from small and micro sectors. It is a compulsory norms. Out of this, 4% is earmarked for SC/ST entrepreneur and 3% for women entrepreneur, and also some 358 item specially reserved for micro and small medium sector. Price preference policy is also available. Suppose if L1 is being the larger enterprises, L3 is being the small enterprises, they can supply the goods to the L1 rate if it is splittable tender. And also Government of India is supporting to domestic trade fairs and international trade fairs participation. So if we are participating in domestic trade fairs, we can get a fund at the rate of 1.5 to 80,000. So in addition to that, we can get a freight charges also. Suppose if it is a international trade fairs, we can get a fund up to 3 lakhs, and also in addition to that, economic class airfare up to 1.5 lakh, and freight charges 50,000. If it is Latin American country, the freight charges will be 75,000. And also we are conducting vendor development program with the CPSUs, so that the CPSUs can be explained what are the products they are going to procure, what will be the procedure. So it will be a mutual platform, both buyer and seller. And we are having NABL accredited laboratory in our office. So up to 15 kilowatt capacity we are testing in our laboratory. And also our laboratory is BS recognized laboratory also. These are some of the website which will be useful for entrepreneurs. I urge every entrepreneurs present here to take up all those opportunities from financial incentives to advanced technology center is here to empower you. So thank you for your attention. I wish all of you the very best entrepreneurial endeavor. Let us work together to transform challenges into opportunities and drive towards the economic development of Coimbatore and beyond. Thank you.
One more clap for so everybody. Yes. So as a token of our appreciation, may I please request Ms. Neha to kindly hand over a memento to Mr. Rajendran. In audience, of course, we will clap, cheer. Right. So as you all know, Coimbatore has a large diversity of sectors that contribute to the state's economic well-being. So our next session is a special address by Mr. Karthikeyan, the president of Coimbatore District Small Industries Association. So can we have a clap for him as he comes up? Warm welcome to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here. Thanks to the invite of Economic Times for bringing all the MSMEs of this region together for today's event. See, the topic is growth of MSMEs, future ready. That's the topic which was given to me. So I was just going through what Kodisha has been doing, what it could do for the development of MSMEs. Today I just presented in a pre-budget memorandum also we have submitted to the finance minister. So what happens for MSMEs now? The growth is to be set. What is the definition of growth for a MSME? What's your benchmark? So for a guy who starts up with 2 people employment, his target of growth will be employing 10 people. If a company starts with just 2 lathes, they will have a CNC machine addition. So this is what we define growth. So the growth overall comes to the individual mind, not it is common to everyone. Because I was talking to a lot of companies who have been struck at small now. Earlier they were at medium. So what they were doing in the growth was they were not able to scale up their companies. That's the problem they had. So I just did some research. Maybe I took a lot of information from the web as well as from the books. So I found out there is 5 factors which the growth has to be. If it is significant, we have to have 5 factors in the happening. One will be innovation. So you have to either innovate products or you have to find a way of going forward, innovative ways of going forward in your business. So this is one. For example, technology. The second one is technology. If you are running a lathe, you have to run a CNC machine is technology upgradation. The third one I will be telling is skilling of your people. The workforce is your strength. So that is one thing. Next is marketing. So I'll just run through all the 4 topics, and overall the 5th pillar is the finance. So the topic given today was sustaining growth century long. Coimbatore, first industries started coming up in 1900s. The textile mill came in Coimbatore. I've also told Nega, I believe, the history of textile. That was there in the Economic Times last week. So how Coimbatore evolved as a manufacturing, that background we need to understand. I try to take 2-3 minutes because everybody will know the background. So 1900s, Staines Mill was the first mill. We didn't have electricity until 1930. So with the development of textile, there were a need for foundries spare parts needed, and need for foundries came up. Once foundries came up, then the need for pumps and motors came up. The pumps came up a little late during the 1940s. So motors were needed for the development of the machineries. So what happened, industries like LMW or Textile, they started making machineries for Coimbatore industries because cotton was growing here. We had the rail system in 1882. Coimbatore is a 220-year-old city. We had the infrastructure of rail way back in 1882. So this paved a way for the industrialization of Coimbatore. So this background, anyone who comes to Coimbatore should really understand and know how or why Coimbatore people, if you go anywhere in India, they will say, sir, Coimbatore, it's a self-made entrepreneurial city. How did it happen? Because this is a century, more than a century. We have a 220-year-old city with 125 years at least into manufacturing. So we are far ahead in the Indian market, century-long thing. So this background made the foundries to motors, then valves came, then wet grinders came. You name the manufacturing activity, the products were developed in Coimbatore. But there was some issues of Coimbatore industries. What has happened in the late 90s or early 2000s, we stopped innovating products. We stopped innovating, or we stopped increasing the usage of innovation and technology for some reason. Of course, computer numerical machines were there, which brought a good automotive manufacturing was key in Coimbatore. Earlier it used to be only on the Chennai region. So this growth is for the industry I'm talking about a MSME industry background I'm talking about. All right. I just wanted to tell, in the initial start, I told the growth of individual person's perspective. The problem here is, if it is a family-held business, there is always a hesitation for the company to grow. At one stage, they feel that they had enough, the assets they have to safeguard for the future generation. That is where a lot of industries are struck. So there the growth is getting stopped. Everybody will say that 8 to 10% is the fluctuation of rupee. If you don't grow at least 8%, your capital is degrading. Lot of MSMEs of Coimbatore, as per the report I have studied, it is told by the chartered account, I mean not the chartered, ICFAs they call themselves, cost accounting people, yeah. They only gave me the report saying that 8% of the company's capital is going down, sir. By 12 years, MSMEs of Coimbatore will lose their face in the Indian market. So that's why I was telling you have to have more innovative ideas, technology upgradation, skilling of people. We don't have migrant laborers to run the industry now. So you have to skill the people whom you are having. Make sure that you properly utilize the manpower which is already available at Coimbatore. Next is marketing. We don't use platforms like Gem Portal. We don't use, I'm talking about digital marketing. We are not using, see a small, for example, the pump which Coimbatore contributes for 40% of India's pump market and pumps and motors. And these pumps and motors are sold in Gem Portal by the other side of India people, and they procure from Coimbatore, they sell it at their markets. So the part is we don't get registered in the Gem Portal sort of things. So we are hesitating to grow. What is stopping is the overall, one is the family business. Next, we always feel that it is enough. See, a businessman who starts his first stepping stone, he has a passion to work. He doesn't mind whether he wants to be in a micro industry or a small industry. His target is not a big criteria, but he had a vision which he maybe after 10 years he achieved that vision and he never upgraded his vision. For example, I will take the case of my father also. My father's brother started in the year 1959. We are a 66-year-old company. So they were doing textile products. They never upgraded to electronic textiles. So the machineries were outdated during 2000s. So my father suggested stop manufacturing textile machineries. We were pioneers for 50 years under the CITRA, South India Textile Research Association's guidance. We were manufacturing. So we didn't upgrade. So this was one thing. This is where the new generation has always thought there is a problem with the old generation. It is not a problem. It is just that we are not discussing among the family. So a lot of families, I was going through few people who were there from Bangalore 2-3 days ago. They were saying, sir, the companies are growing. Only thing is you need mentoring. We need to have a mentoring for our business owners. We think what we do is the right thing. So we have to start mentoring. So these are the, I'm talking about why, sir, your topic is growth. This is where the growth is getting curtailed. We are talking about growth. What the growth of individual fixation is different. But what the industry needs is, we can say MSMEs contribute to 30% of India GDP. We have 6.3 crore MSMEs in India. And in Tamil Nadu, we have 42 lakh MSMEs. Of that, 29 lakh MSMEs are registered in Udyog registration and 13 lakh are not registered. They are in the unorganized sector. So we represent to the government of India and the government of Tamil Nadu for the MSME growth. For example, Mr. Rajendran sir was telling the micro definition from 1 crore investment to 2.5 crore investment, and for small the investment from 10 crore to 25 crore was actually suggested by Kodisha during the finance minister's visit. Thank you, sir. But we were not ready. We said, please do not increase the turnover because we always have a fear MSME. Large scales will take the benefit of the MSMEs. That was a fear which I expressed during that time. Most of the people here would have seen the finance minister's visit during August, September. So we had presented this case, MSME policy needs change. So last 2 weeks ago, I met MSME secretary and represented the growth plan of Coimbatore, not only Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Sir, if we don't have solar rooftop, 8% of the industries will go down every year, sir. Can you take it as a threat also? But that's in a way, every year we have property tax increase. You cannot start complaining. There are so many new things coming up. There could be another tax, X tax, Y tax, Z. All these can come. But your growth, your vision of what your growth you have set should stay. That's my only request to the MSMEs of this region. And I hope, actually I just went to the pre-budget session of our Tamil Nadu government. This is the first time, I just came today 5 o'clock. Our finance minister, Mr. Tangam Tanarasu, IT minister, Mr. Dr. Tyagarajan, P.T. Tyagarajan, MSME minister Anbarasan sir, and heavy industries minister TRB Raja was there. They listened to 2.5 hours of deliverables. MSME, 13 associations totally presented in that. So I said, please give solar, sir, to MSMEs, because if you make solar, Tamil Nadu government is coming out with 14,000 megawatt of reverse pumping idle power stations and 8,000 megawatt of solar park. So I said, why the state government needs to invest more than this? Let the MSMEs invest. You give us 25% subsidy. So why I am very specific about MSMEs. In 7 years, your repayment period of the solar power is panel, whatever you invest gets paid back. So you have to, rather than we try to help the industries, find the solution, what solution the industry needs. If they are going down by 8% every year, so how to enhance their capital flow or financial, so we suggested this rooftop solar because 7 years their cost of power will go down and they will have a sustenance in the market. So we as Codicia are already having, we have 52 associations in Coimbatore. We represent to the government of India also, and I met SCL Das, who is the minister, secretary for MSME. So I requested him delayed payments, 45 days is immediate effect we have to do, sir. And there should be we supply to large industries, we don't get the payment, and payment reversal is not on the court of law. So once the order is passed, it is the large industries still don't pay because it's not court ruling. So we have asked for judicial powers for the committees who pass the laws in favor of the MSMEs payment. So these are the things which has to add for the growth of the MSME. I'm talking about why MSME growth, just grow. We cannot do that. We have to have a sustenance. We need to build resilient MSMEs. So we look at various angles of what are the ifs and buts, do's and don'ts. See, for example, artificial intelligence is going to take over a lot of our human, it is going to support our, 2 months ago at the same hall, we had a conference, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what the output was, artificial intelligence will make the MSMEs do better business. So it will be a support to the industry and not a threat to the industry and the manpower and the HR. So, human resources. So that's the conclusion. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and to thank the Economic Times group for inviting me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for that lovely talk. So now we have a memento for you as well. So I request once again Ms. Neha to do the honors. And audience, as usual, you all will clap up and cheer while he receives the memento. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, let's move on to what's next on our agenda. So as you all know, Aditya Birla Finance Limited has been fueling MSME growth across India by providing easy access to credit and finance, which is the most important ingredient in the growth of any business. Also, the Udyog Plus platform of the Aditya Birla Finance Limited is the one-stop solution for all growth-related requirements for MSME. So we now have a discussion once again with two amazing people. So please put your hands together and welcome Shantanu Basu, the head SME at Aditya Birla Finance Limited.
Hello. Hi, Shantanu.
Hi, Neha. Good to meet up with you again.
Yes,
Yeah.
good to see you again. And welcome to this vibrant city.
Absolutely. I think a city with such a rich history of business
Yes.
is what we heard. I think
Manchester of the South, and so many industries over here.
yeah, and which goes back, as we heard, more than a century of business history out here. So wonderful to be here.
Yes, it was great to hear Mr. Karthikeyan tell us and give us the entire history and legacy that goes way back. Thank you for that. And Shantanu, I would like to dive into the conversation, and we will speak about empowering MSMEs and driving financial inclusion. So the first question, of course, is about Coimbatore being the Manchester of South India and having a strong presence, as we were just talking, in textiles, engineering, and manufacturing. What excites you about this ecosystem in Coimbatore, and how does ABFL plan to support its continued growth?
So I think when it comes to lending, what really excites us is the critical mass of opportunity that we see here and the growth in the MSME sector that's been out here. So almost 3,24,000, I think, MSMEs which are registered on Udyog, based out of Coimbatore. And while textile engineering is something which is spoken of, I was amazed to come across a nugget of information which was like, I think Coimbatore is responsible for almost 90 or 95% of processed chicken export out of India. That's big, and food processing out of this. So I think there's a lot of flavor to the businesses out here, and as a lender, I think one of the lines which we tend to use is, how do we create an ease of making finance available to MSMEs. And I think whatever we do in terms of our presence across various markets, so I think in keeping with the ease of getting finance across to MSMEs, it's a large presence, and I think we've had on a table representation from Tirupur, and I think there is much more to the MSME in Tamil Nadu than just these two cities. And when we have to reach out to such a wide geography, I think we need to look at it at different levels. And at ABFL, we've tried to create a digital platform whereby MSMEs can digitally, approach us, apply for loans with the least possible documentation. We have a physical presence for larger loans across geographies to enable us to go reach out to the MSMEs, to their factories, to their setups, sit down with the owners and understand what the business is. More often than not, most of the MSMEs, not just here, across the country, they would be good at their business. They will be good at their trade. But when it comes to having the documentation right in terms of finances, I think that may not be their core area of expertise, because they know their business. More so when it comes to family owned and family operated business, which is very, very unique to Coimbatore. I think it's the knowledge of managing the business which will go down in the family, and that's the expertise, and that may not really reflect well when it comes to finances. So I think as a lender, what we try and do is we have people who know the markets. We have people who are present from the local market, and they would go down, sit with customers, sit with the MSMEs, understand their business, and try and tailor a solution which aids to the business. So,
Right. So understanding what really works for each of them and
Absolutely.
understanding their specific requirements. You mentioned about family businesses. In fact, I have a specific question relating to that, because as you just said, there are a significant number of them in Coimbatore who are looking to modernize and expand.
Right.
So how does ABFL simplify loan accessibility for first-time borrowers, ensuring faster approvals with minimum collateral requirements?
right. So I think we do, and our first speaker mentioned about CGT MSE loans. So we are one of the lenders which extends loans to MSMEs without collateral. Also, apart from that, I think the ease of access. We are partnering with people who have strong local market presence. Digital marketplaces. We have our own platform, Udyog Plus, which enables MSMEs and SMEs to kind of go to our platform, not only access loans out there, but also look at a whole plethora of advisory services which they might need in the course of operating their business. And also what we try and do is, when anyone needs money for a certain purpose, the cash flow might flow in later. So we try and build a repayment structure for certain kind of loans which is custom suited. So the whole idea is to, the ease of connecting with us, the ease of getting in touch with ABFL as a loan provider, as a financer. And the other one is when we get to know of the requirement, we have built in the capability, we have built in the ability to sit down, understand and custom suit their requirements. When it comes to modernization, and which is what was spoken about, so the end users could be for maybe technological upgrades, and you need money to invest. So we do finance for that end use. We have non-collateral backed solutions and we have collateral backed solutions also. The moment we get into a larger tickets area, obviously we look at collateral backed. When it comes to upgrading of plant and machinery, there was a reference made earlier by Karthikeyan to the old machinery, not adopting the new ones. And obviously, I think the constant upgradation of machinery systems, processes, all of it, I think is important to be at the forefront of being competitive. And whenever such funding is required for whether it is capex or technological upgrade, I think we have solutions to provide to SMEs.
Right, which brings me to the next question. You mentioned about technological upgrade. In fact, Coimbatore's MSMEs are looking rapidly at automation and Industry 4.0 practices to stay competitive and go forward in their journey. So, how is ABFL helping MSMEs in their digital transformation journey specifically by providing the right financial tools and advisory support?
Okay. So before I go to what we are doing to help them get on the path of industry 4.0, I think as a player we are also part of industry which is constantly at the receiving end of change, and to be not at the receiving end we need to be ahead of the curve. So I think in terms of the earlier point which we're making, the ease of getting finance available to MSMEs, we have adopted digital, and we were amongst the first ones to adopt digital. And today AI is the buzzword everywhere, any sector or anything. And I think as a lender, the kind of projects which we are running, the kind of adoption that we are doing on AI, that will further ensure that when it comes to evaluating proposals, earlier it used to be a whole bunch of box file that comes in which needs to be evaluated for certain kind of loan proposals. The proposal would take anywhere between 15 days to a month and a half. I mean that would have been the typical experience earlier. We have upgraded our processes to ensure that we are able to turn around in 7 to 8 days flat. There are loans that we would be able to disburse in a matter of less than an hour, Sirish, right? Maybe in a matter of 10-15 minutes also. So there are different categories. So we have done that, and all of this is to try and ensure that whenever any SME needs money for upgradation or for capex, or maybe even some immediate working capital requirement, we are there available to kind of help finance it.
So you're really harnessing the role of AI, as you said,
right,
and making yourself industry ready as well as the ecosystem, as you said.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. And that brings me to the last question that I have for you. Associations, as we were speaking about even a little bit earlier, MSME associations in Coimbatore play a key role as far as advocating for business-friendly policies and financial inclusion is concerned. So how does ABFL collaborate with these industry bodies to create more tailored financial solutions which can enhance credit for small businesses?
Right. So we try and look at specific industry requirements. So, for example, handicrafts is a sector which we realize needs a specific, different sort of financing needs. And this is something which came up in terms of our interaction with people at Rajasthan, which has got a large handicraft as a base. And we've actually come up with a program which is custom suited to evaluate and extend finance to handicrafts as a sector. We are coming up with a program to finance solar adoption by MSMEs across the country, and I think by the time we conclude this ET Summit series, we should be live with that. So we do that. But I think most importantly, it may not be so very practical and viable for us to kind of go understand the nuances of all industries at every location. And that's where I think connecting with, associating with, speaking with, interacting with all the different industry associations across the country, I think that enriches our understanding of the nuanced needs that may be across different sectors or locations even. As also, I think, communicate with the larger SMEs. And I think I was just speaking with the co-panelist on the table. So I just realized that while we do certain things, it may not be known to everyone. More often than not, MSMEs also, they know that they need finance. And I think the first speaker, he listed out the whole host of benefits that could come through in terms of funding, in terms of subsidies and so on and so forth. But not everyone may be knowing about it. And same thing applies to even us when it comes to the lending solutions that we have. And I think that is one place where all these associations are speaking with them. And in turn, dissemination of this information to all the SMEs, MSMEs can be very enabling, not only for us, for the MSMEs also. So I think that's the win-win that we're looking at. Yeah.
I think that helps you get across to the length and breadth, which is where MSMEs are concentrated.
Yeah, multiply the reach for us, and in turn, provide the ease of access of finance to all the SMEs. I think that's a critical one.
Wonderful. It's great to know, about this, Shantanu, because I think financial challenges are central to MSME ecosystem, and you are helping to address that challenge and bridge that gap. It was wonderful to know about the kind of initiatives which ABFL is doing across a range of businesses, including export, family-run businesses, domestic businesses, and the works. And hope for more strengthening of the MSME ecosystem now and beyond. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You.
Thank you very much for that awesome session. We now have a memento for Shantanu sir. So can we have the memento, please? Very much, ma'am. All right, next up, we're going to be having a super interesting panel discussion. So I request for the stage to be set up before we begin. So while that's being done, let's take this opportunity to thank all of our partners for this event. So firstly, Aditya Birla Finance Limited is our presenting partner. The New India Assurance Company Limited is our insurance partner. BSC as SME listing enabler, and VST Grandeur as luxury automobile partner. So can we have a clap for all of our partners once again? Yes. All right, so we have a super interesting panel discussion like I had mentioned. So please put your hands together and welcome all of our panelists. We have Agalya Krishnamurthy, the CEO of United Enterprises, as our first panelist. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you very much for making it today. We also have Mithun Ramdas, President, Southern India Engineering Manufacturers Association. A warm welcome to you as well, sir. Thank you very much for coming here. We also have Kumar Duraiswamy, Joint Secretary, Tirupur Exporters Association. A warm welcome to you, sir. Claps for sir, everybody. Yes. And last but not the least, we have Christopher Sargunam, founder of Vallaham. So a warm welcome to you as well, sir. Thank you very much for making it. And of course, we have Ms. Neha who will moderate this session. So a warm welcome to Neha as well. Can we have one clap for all the panelists? Yes. 30 minutes of a wonderful panel discussion. Over to you all.
Welcome everyone, and it's great to have you all here. As Hiba said, we have 30 minutes for this chat, and we hope to make it an engaging one. I want to dive straight in, and the theme is on strengthening Tamil Nadu's entrepreneurial and small business ecosystem. So, Mithun, I want to start with you, and I want to talk a little bit about the exports from Tamil Nadu. Coimbatore has a huge potential, and MSMEs can play a significant role in this endeavor. So in this context, what role do you think can be played by the government as far as R&D is concerned to help MSMEs grow further?
Thank you. I thank ET for the opportunity for me to have me here. Neha, I'm coming from the pump background, and the association that I represent, that is Southern India Engineering Manufacturers Association, represents the pump manufacturers of Coimbatore. So Coimbatore typically produces about 50% of India's pump output. Now, when we look at the global scenario, the pump market is roughly about 90 billion. But when we look at India's contribution to the pump market, global market, it's less than 1%. So 50% of that is, we are less than 0.5% in Coimbatore of the global consumption. China is way ahead of us at around 50% of the global consumption. So what stops us? Why are we not there on the global stage? The one single reason that we can attribute is that this industry is predominantly driven by MSMEs, right? And access to the latest technology, the latest products, the latest designs that are required for the advanced markets. See, our products here are probably suitable for second world, third world markets, but for the advanced economies where the consumption is very high, we are still not there as yet. And we can pinpoint it down to, if you have to pinpoint it to one particular point, that would be lack of technology, and we need to invest in R&D, and MSMEs unfortunately don't have access to enough funds or the technology. So we have to be dependent on the government to provide us with some funding for R&D. We have been approaching both the central and state governments. They have been receptive. But yeah, at the end of the day, as an association, we can try to import the technology, but then when we need the funds to get it set up, and it's only the government that can help us.
Right, because we have it all. But the global role, the role that we are playing in the global market is minuscule, as you said. So R&D and innovation can make all the difference.
Absolutely. See, and MSMEs have only if you have to say that I have to give you two reasons why we can't compete on the global markets. One is access to R&D and access to probably the advanced manufacturing processes. So if there are only very few processes that are a little difficult for the MSMEs to adopt because of the cost of capital expenditure and skilled labor and these things. So a common facility center would help, and a good R&D center would help. These are probably the two challenges.
Right. I want to bring in Mr. Duraiswamy in over here right now, and we've heard a bit about exports in Coimbatore. I want to talk a bit about Tirupur, and of course we've been discussing over the last couple of days. But Tirupur is, as I mentioned in my welcome address also, on target to achieve 40,000 crore in exports this year. But what are some of the challenges and opportunities which are predominant in this cluster?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity by ET for this summit, and warm greetings to everybody present here on behalf of Tirupur Exporters Association. When you talk about opportunities, as far as the human race is interested in wearing clothes, we have the opportunities. That is on a lighter note. And opportunities, the recent COVID, China Plus is the biggest opportunity for us. All the developed economies wants to transfer the business to India, and textile is one of the sector. And when you talk about our main competitor is Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is going to lose their GSP status in another 2 years' time. So the biggest retailers from Europe and US started again coming back to India, where they left before 10 or 15 years back to Bangladesh because of the GSP status and the price point and all those many factors. They are now started coming back to India, particularly to the apparel clusters, and mainly to Tirupur also. They started their due diligence to bring back the business, and we are always looking at great opportunities on that front. Then when you talk about the challenges, many of us have discussed, Mr. Karthikeyan rightly mentioned, even this gentleman have mentioned, last 10 years, no upgradation has been significantly occurred in the MSMEs last 10 years because non-availability of capex subsidies or the interest subsidies. Because MSMEs are the small players, and investing is a big challenge for us, and investing in automation or the adapting to the day-to-day changes of the technologies is a must. Otherwise, as Mr. Karthikeyan rightly mentioned, we will be nowhere after 12 years or 15 years. So the last 10 years, definitely we are lacking in such upgradation of the systems or upgradation of the machineries. So these are this is the biggest challenge I am looking into.
Right, so a lot of challenges relating to technology, and Bangladesh as well continues to be one of the competitive factor which is there for the industry. I want to bring in Christopher at this time. At this point, we have spoken about exports. I want to speak about the domestic market as well, and about small businesses, which are also the core of Valam's operations as an enterprise. What are some of the areas you feel where such businesses in Tamil Nadu need more mentorship and support to grow? Also, you've seen the entrepreneurial ecosystem of the US. How can we get there?
Thanks for the question, Nehat, and thank you for ET having me here. So, for Vallaham, that's a foundation that I run, that I founded. One of the main goals is actually mentoring these micro and small businesses that are coming up with whatever we've learned from around the world through the best of practices and making that available in Coimbatore. That was the vision of Vallaham itself. So we're mentoring multiple businesses and helping them in a way, whether it is, I know we've spoken about different types of schemes and funds that are available. Mr. Karthikeyan spoke about different mentoring that is required, whether it is from a technology side. Example I could give is everybody says, how do you use AI? Even if one starts saying that I would like to use artificial intelligence to improve something. Okay, it's not as simple as asked and answered. It requires for somebody to take time and understand, go through the nuances of the business, and then bring in a solution where AI can play a role and automate it. Now, as Mr. Doraiswamy was saying, funding that initial part becomes a becomes the first problem for a micro and small business. So one of our goals is trying to help them get those kind of resources without those upfront costs through a foundation that can support it. Now, what's different, you ask, between the American market and the Indian market? So yes, now in India, the schemes have helped capital become available, but not everybody knows how to access that capital and use it. I know the government of India and Tamil Nadu government has come up with many schemes, but education to laymen in terms of how to understand and use those schemes for its purpose does have to go a long way. So mentorship starts there. But for the scaling operations is where, when it comes to MSMEs in India, where the mentorship is required. A strategic planning, a digital transformation, economies of scale, how to negotiate through or navigate through regulatory compliances, however minimal it might be, how to negotiate and build larger contracts to help you grow your organization. So this, for example, how to negotiate part is not even a MSME capability that needs to be carried inertly, but the legal system in Coimbatore should be able to help negotiate those type of contracts, say if they want to go into a technical joint venture with somebody to negotiate that. And then how do they protect their own designs that they have developed from here?
So right, a lot of learnings to take and implement, and AI, legal system, regulatory compliance, as you said. Agalya, on that note, in a similar vein, I want to ask you about the role of innovation and sustainable practices in manufacturing when it comes to small businesses taking the next leap of growth.
First of all, thank you for having me here. Good evening, everyone. So I represent an MSME who's into component manufacturing. Of course, everyone here knows how significant it is to innovate all the time. But just to quote an example, we are into component manufacturing for OEMs. So something, in an instance when we suggested an alternative material for a component that is designed by a team sitting in Germany, they're very open to accepting that. I totally agree with Mr. Mithun's point that as an MSME, we don't have a lot of access to R&D, which might curtail our growth. But something that we can do with the skill set that we have, even innovative practices, if not of major scale, even of minor level, can make a lot of difference in the bottom line and also credibility in today's competitive market. And that applies same for the sustainable practices as well, be it in the process of manufacturing or the other environmentally sustainable practices. As an MSME, we are more tied up, in dealing with firefighting and, looking of the day-to-day activities and, thinking about how to grow. But sustainability is something that, if done in a proper way, with proper awareness, can benefit the company a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, taking out time for strategy to know where you can invest or where you can spend more time to take the next wave of growth for the company. And as you said, as you rightly said, MSMEs mostly are caught in the day-to-day firefighting. So that's what takes up most of the time. I want to come back to Mithun, and we've heard some of the viewpoints and also what Agalya said about the need for sustainability, the need for enterprises to think beyond their core, worries, so to say. So what is the role of associations like SIMA in training and enabling MSMEs to meet the global challenges in technology and competitiveness?
One of the major challenges that MSMEs face, associations, apart from policy advocacy, apart from liaising with the government and etc., whatever roles that come with the associations. SEMA plays crucial part in two, three matters. One is a constant training and education is given to all tiers of management. That is, the top tier has a certain skill set that they need to acquire. There is a middle management, and then there is the blue collar segment that also needs a certain training skill set, right? So at every point of time, for every evolving technology, every evolving challenge, for the events of the day, we try to enrich the knowledge of our members. That is one. Number two, we have been fortunate enough to have been among the very few associations in the country to have established two common facility centers. One was in the years of 1970s and 1980s, when the testing facilities for pumps was not the best. We were able to get funding from the central government and state government to set up a common testing facility center in Coimbatore by the name Sitark. So that really gave a big shot in the arm for all the pump manufacturers in Coimbatore. And subsequently, in the early 2000s, again we formed a special purpose vehicle by the name Coimbatore Industrial Infrastructures Association, Co-India, which again was a common facility center which invested in high technology, high capex machinery that the really small, the micro and small, you can even leave out the medium scale enterprises here, the micro and small foundries that requires a certain technology, a certain machine, they probably might require it only for a particular job order or a particular customer or a particular project. They're definitely not going to be able to buy the machine, right? So here was a SPV that was partly funded by SEMA and partly funded by the government that set up a pretty massive center, common facility center. So these are all small ways in which the association plays its own role, skill set management, providing common facility center, policy advocacy. These are to name a few.
Right. I think some important ways through which they can chart out their journey ahead. I want to bring in Christopher again into the discussion, and we heard some of the points made by Mithun about what they are doing for MSMEs, and we also heard the challenges from Agalya, from Mr. Duraiswamy. Ecosystem for entrepreneurs and small businesses is buoyant. It is known to be synonymous to be like that, but several issues persist, such as funding, skill gaps, and talent retention. So what can be done to leverage the strengths and address the challenges to help them grow?
So one thing that is already happening but needs to be done much more is how academia and industry comes together in terms of what is required, in terms of trained, skilled manpower being available. That's being one thing. Second thing is the micro side of the service business is been falling if you look at any urban area. And the micro side of the service business is important to keep the MSME skilled labor in play as well, because sustenance, living in an urban area without this microservice industry is also becoming a problem. So retention, that's where retention comes in. And finally, it comes down to how some of these schemes actually gets implemented at the ground level. Even at the medium-sized industry and above, the small, it does work out. There are people able to be allocated to look at things, spend time, do research, and finally be able the organization take the next step forward. But smaller companies, as Mr. Karthikeyan was saying, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, there's just not enough bandwidth. And acronyms and schemes doesn't really help people on the ground on how the next step can be taken.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're not even aware of what is the benefit that they can actually take from these schemes, or maybe awareness of the schemes is also not there in the first place. So definitely points to consider. Agalya, I want to ask you, I want to come to you and ask you about, the percentage of women entrepreneurs. As far as that is concerned, Tamil Nadu has the second highest percentage. So with the highest share of women-led establishments in the country. Glad to see that response. So what can be done to further their might and presence in the MSME ecosystem?
As Mr. Rajendran told, there are a lot of schemes and subsidies that are, made available by the government for capital setup. But from an MSME perspective, being in this industry for a while, I believe it is not lucrative enough to survive and thrive. Especially to grow, I believe there could be a lot more done. Be it going easier on the collateral requirements and better lending rates for women-owned enterprises. And being a woman in the business, I'm not the first generation, so just being a woman in this business, one thing that I feel should be enhanced more is the mentorship that is available. The access to smart capital. By smart capital, I'm not talking about just digitalization. I would say it's a mix of all the options that are available, financial options, be it the venture capitalistic thing that's coming up, access to better market linkages. These are some things that are very, very important for any MSME to be aware of. Especially for a woman, it becomes a bigger motivation to do well, to grow in this sector. And as Mr. Karthik rightly said, so this is a problem of most of the MSMEs. So if we want to bring in the diversity that we are expecting, then we have to make it more attractive for women. There are a lot of challenges other than just handling the financial part of it. So, and I definitely feel Coimbatore is one such place which is very welcoming for women entrepreneurs. And the last thing that I would say is also mentorship on the training of the people that are around, be it the entrepreneur itself and the core team that any entrepreneur has. I think that is something that and women entrepreneurs should focus on, and probably some help from the government or associations in forming some clusters of sorts would really be beneficial.
Right. So then that would mean increased numbers and further participation from women, which already has so many number of entrepreneurs here that can even grow further than that with these kind of things that you've mentioned. Mr. Duraiswamy, we've spoken about the ecosystem in Coimbatore and the kind of things which are being done as far as small businesses are concerned, and what further can they do. As far as Tirupur is concerned, it accounts for 90% of the country's cotton knitwear exports and 55% of all its knitwear exports. Can we have a clap for that? These are very impressive numbers. And I want to ask you, what cue can be taken from Tirupur to replicate a similar model for some of the other clusters in India?
Thank you for that compliment. Tirupur is an organic grown cluster, like Coimbatore, it is an organic grown cluster. And we are a farming community turned into an entrepreneurial community. We are not from Harvard. knowledge transfer. We don't hesitate if somebody new comes to us and asks about our business and the nitty-gritty things. We completely sit with them, leaving aside all our day-to-day work, and we spend hours together to explain the industry and how it works and what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities. And likewise, in 1979, the first export started from Tirupur in 1983. There are only 15 exporters contributing to some 3 to 4 crore of exports per annum. From there, now we have came as on date, we came to 37,500 crores with 2,500 exporters and 20,000 standalone units. It is completely with the hard work of the entrepreneurs of Tirupur. For sure, many states, the ministers and even the chief ministers visits Tirupur, and they want to have one Tirupur in their state, because Tirupur, this industry, the textile industry or the manufacturing of Tirupur, for 1 crore of investment, we can provide opportunity of 122 employment for 1 crore rupee. So, as a densely populated country like India needs more and more employment opportunities, and next to agriculture, textile industry is the highest provider of the employment. So, we are ready to share the knowledge to anybody who comes to us, and our association is always open to it. Thank you.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. And MSMEs can take a cue from that, and they are surely going to come to you after this session as well to get all the tips. Very lastly, a common question to you all very quickly. What is the one thing that you feel can really uplift Tamil Nadu's entrepreneurial and small business ecosystem? I will start with you.
There is a lack of literacy in terms of the availability of schemes, so many schemes as our sir has explained. And as our Mr. Karthikeyan said about the marketing part, there are lack of literacy that we cannot stay humble and modest anymore. We have to shout out to the Western world that our capabilities, particularly about our ESG goals. Now the CBAM and the CSDD legislations are going to come in place. We are going to face a toughest challenge. Was the idea of all our competitors, but it is not the case. We are already far ahead in terms of ESG goals. And only thing is we have to shout out to the entire world about our strength, and we have to gear up to the next level of our business.
Right. Mithun.
If you ask me for one, I don't know which one to select. I've written a whole list of answers, hoping that you will ask me this question. Anyway, quickly let me just read through what I have written. One is the most important: ease of doing business, less compliances, limiting red tape, interference and harassment, conducive atmosphere by providing single window clearance in letter and spirit. This is the most important.
Tell us one thing out of all this which really is on topmost for you.
Limiting red tape, interference and harassment.
Okay, great. We got the answer. Christopher.
So it would be simple to say all of the above and just add a few things to it, right? But I think guidance, mentorship, more of it being available and more people willing to take it. Just the same way in Tirupur, businesses willing to help each other. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in Coimbatore, but the bigger businesses helping some of the smaller businesses would help them strengthen themselves up. That's the co-living, the cohabitating relationship is going to help people every day.
Right. Adalya.
I would say exposure. Exposure and realizing the fact that we are no more competing with the state, establishments in the state or in the country. We are right now looking at an international market. So exposure to all the international standards, compliances, various financial options, and also be it in marketing, all those competition that is there out now. So just having exposure and awareness and sort of trying to do our part from that, from whatever we learn from that can really make a difference to all the MSMEs in Tamil Nadu.
Wonderful. It's great to hear all these insights on what can really make a difference. Literacy, cutting down on red tape, exposure, and working together, working hand in hand to make this ecosystem grow and take it forward. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been great to know some of these insights, which will surely help the MSME community forward. Thank you.
Yes, we'll take a photo followed by mementos to get this session done. Yes, a photograph followed by mementos. Yes, I request Neha to do the honors. Thank you very much once again for joining us today. Well, up next we have once again a super interesting fireside chat that is loading. Hence, to shed light on how the new India Assurance Company Limited is safeguarding success of various MSMEs. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. A. Kittuswamy, the Chief Regional Manager, Coimbatore, the new India Assurance Company Limited, who will now be joining us. Can we have some claps for him, audience? Yes? Neha will once again be having the conversation. We have 15 minutes of a great talk, so a warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. 10 minutes is the call. Over to you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Kittuswamy. Great to have you here. And it's a very topical thing to discuss about essential role of business insurance for MSME resilience and growth. So I think the obvious question first is, how important is business insurance here in India and why?
Good evening, and thanks to the ET and the entire entrepreneurship team who have gathered here and giving me the opportunity to express the various points of insurance, business insurance required for the enterprise development. Madam, you asked one interesting question. Why insurance is required, business insurance? As people were talking previously, Mr. Karthikeyan sir and others, small industries or medium industries, by investing all their money, they are starting the industry. With hard-earned money, they are developing they are producing the goods and they are dispatching. One simple example I am telling you, dispatching the goods in a single truck. Their entire manufactured 1 crore worth of consignment is sent in a truck. Something happens to the truck on the way and their goods are lost. Just imagine a very big company they can manage, but small entrepreneurs they cannot manage. So marine transit insurance helps them to gain that, make the good of the losses, and they can again reuse the money to develop their industry. So likewise, business industry is required, insurance is required on 4 points. First one is financial protection to their properties. In case of natural calamities or in case of man-made losses, the insurance, fire insurance or property insurance will help them to regain that losses. Number 2 is liability and legal areas where some of the policies is required to meet out the laws in the prevailing in the country. For example, you are employing workmen. Workman means an accident during the course of employment and is a medium or micro unit. For example, I can tell you a small lathe manufacturer is having only 2 or 3 lathes and 5 people are employed. The person meets with an electrical short circuit or while working he meets with an accident, dies. As a WC compensation, minimum 25 lakhs, it will be awarded by Labour Commissioner. For a micro insurance entrepreneur, it's very difficult to make good of the loss. So these type of risk transfer mechanism we are suggesting to the entrepreneurs, please take adequately insured all your coverages. Adequacy is not that we have seen, because as you already told, very big industries, they have a separate department in insurance. They know everything. They want to take all the coverages. Whereas MSME units, they should, we are ready to help them to do the risk management, risk inspection, everything, and we are ready to suggest them to take adequate coverages.
Right, and you gave examples of how it would make a lot of difference for the small and the micro enterprises especially, but still only less than 15% have adequate insurance coverage despite the strength of MSMEs in the Indian ecosystem. Why do you think this gap exists and how can the industry address this issue?
You rightly pointed out, even Government of India has opened up this insurance industry with the whole aim is the penetration in insurance market is less than 4% in India. So to spread the risk, they have opened up the industry. Many private insurance companies have come. Earlier only public sector insurance companies were there, like us New India Assurance. Our New India Assurance, I can tell you, it's present in even foreign countries. 25 countries we are present. And in India also 3,000 odd offices we are having. And India has done 42,000 crores of business last year. So this gap, even then, even after doing all this business, the gap is still there because of two or three important things. One is lack of awareness. MSME companies, their main focus is to establish a company, to manufacture the end product and to sell it in the market, that's all. The awareness of insurance is lacking, and we have New India Assurance with our able leadership, Mrs. Girija Subramanian, CMD of New India Assurance. Now we have set up a SME sector developing department all over India, and we are now approaching all the MSMEs segments with specialized coverages so that the penetration will increase, madam, very soon.
All right, and as you said, as you gave examples, 70% of SMEs have faced business-related risks in the past 3 years, and you also mentioned some scenarios. So why is insurance still considered optional rather than essential in this segment? And what are some of the primary challenges which MSME owners face in this context?
The thing is, though, everybody is thinking that nothing will happen to us. But it's not like that. Nobody expected tsunami will hit India. Tsunami coverage is there in our fire insurance long back. So time-tested policies are there in India, and the only thing is the gap is because of lack of awareness. That has to be created. Awareness campaigns to be arranged, and we have to do all the risk inspection, risk management. We have to suggest the right coverages. Definitely, if we make them to understand, definitely the gap will be coming down, narrowed down.
So, and you would be doing that in terms of making that awareness among them. Also, most of the MSMEs in Coimbatore and Tirupur are in the textile manufacturing sector, which means they have different risk profiles of businesses which are there. How can MSMEs mitigate these risks?
Yeah, In Coimbatore and Tirupur especially, textile and engineering industries are more. And some other hazardous goods manufacturers are also there. So each risk has its own assessment we have to do, because based on that risk exposure, we are having differential ratings. So what we suggest is for textiles, if housekeeping is very good and their loss exposure is very less, we have a specially designed policy now for MSMEs under the initiatives of IRDA and Government of India, Bharat Lagu Sukshma policies, Lagu Udayam policies. So what we do is, we are giving add-on coverages to mitigate the losses of the insured persons. For example, earlier, normal fire policy, the underinsurance is there. If adequately is not insured, the loss will come down, assessment will come down. Whereas in this special type of policy, up to 15%, the underinsurance is waived. And we are giving the breakdown policy also. So simplified package policy with simplified claim settlement procedure, we have introduced this policy. So this will help definitely the SME sector of textile and engineering industries in Coimbatore and Tirupur.
Lastly, and you were mentioning about the policies. I want to ask you about the new India Udyog Bima policy. How does that cater to the diverse needs of this sector while remaining affordable?
Yeah, that's what I am telling you, madam. Each sector, based on risk assessment, for textile, separate rating is there. We are not charging same rate to all the industries. So Bharat Lagu Udayam policy says that based on the risk assessment, the rating is decided, and the rates are given to the up to 1 crore, up to 5 crore risk. Some separate different policies, Sukshma policies are there. 5 to 50 crores, some other policies there. Above 50 crores, normal fire policy is there. So we are concentrating in MSME policies where these Lagu Udayam policies are helping them. At risk-based management system, we are charging at a lower rate, and we are giving the additional coverages like breakdown policies, like burglary, theft, everything we are covering in a single package policies.
Right, so then the only thing that they have to do is to come to you and to know all about the insurance.
No, it is not like that. We are going to them.
Okay.
Actually,
you going to them and they coming to you to know more.
No, it is very difficult when an entrepreneur comes to us. So we have to go through our intermediaries like agents and our brokers. And we have in Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore Regional Office of New India SME Company. Last year we have done 600 crores premium. And this year we are crossing 700 crores. And we have offices across from Ooty to Osur up to Osur. We have 50 offices starting from micro office to large business offices. And our majority Coimbatore major industries to small industries, we are only doing here. New India SME Company is doing that business. But still, MSME policies are constituting less than out of 100 crores premium from fire and MBD policies. MSME contribution is less than 15 crores only. So we are now concentrating within another 2 years, we may increase this to 50%.
Right. Good luck on that and hope that goes further and MSMEs take this more conscientiously and build it up in their portfolio. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
One more thing, madam.
Yes.
Because a lot of women entrepreneurs are here, we would like to happily announce that our New India Assurance Company is launching on March 8th. The importance, you know, this Women's Day, that New India's Mahila Yudayam policy, where special discounts are offered to the women entrepreneurs-led companies. So I want all the entrepreneurs to make use of this one.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm sure they are going to take a cue and also know more about it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Can you have one more round of claps, audience? Yes. Loud and energetic. Thank you very much, sir, for that awesome presentation. We have a memento being presented to him. And as usual, while the memento is being presented, you can clap, cheer, shout. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. Okay, so we have our final 2 sessions for the day, so please make sure your energy levels are super duper high. So, as you all must be aware, Aditya Birla Finance Limited has launched a platform called Udyog Plus, which is a one-stop shop for MSMEs. Hence, to talk about that more in detail, we have Sirish Mathur, the head SME products and digital platforms at Aditya Birla Finance Limited, who will give us insights on this. So, can we please give a big applause to him as he comes up? With a little more energy, can we please welcome Mr. Sirish Mathur?
Can I have the presentation on the screen? Yeah. So good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to be standing in front of a room full of dynamic entrepreneurs. All of us know, and it's because of all of you, you are the backbone of India's economy. And within this whole ecosystem of MSME, when we talk about Coimbatore, Coimbatore actually comes across as a very strong powerhouse with a thriving ecosystem of varied industries. We heard representation from textiles, from engineering. Now I have heard there are also IT startups, right, which are setting up in Coimbatore. So it actually gives a very strong positive vibes with so much diverse industries setting up their base in Coimbatore. And when Coimbatore if Coimbatore is such a powerhouse, I'm sure this powerhouse deserves the best of financial solution, the best of digital solution to strive for growth and drive growth within the businesses that are set up in Coimbatore. With that objective, Aditya Birla Finance has come up with a platform which is known as Udyog Plus. It's an open platform available to all small and medium businesses in India. It's a free open platform where all of you can come register. You can access it on your desktop, laptops, on your mobiles. Even right now you can access it, and I'll share the link towards the end of the presentation. But this is a platform, and it's an endeavor from Aditya Birla Finance to provide all financial and business solution to MSMEs in a very seamless and digital manner. And then we heard some of our panelists and other esteemed guests speaking about that finance is not the only worry for us, for any small business unit, right? It's a host of other tasks that the entrepreneur has to handle by himself or herself. In fact, in one of my conversations with some of the business owners, it came across as a very interesting fact. When we talk about CEO of a small or a micro or a medium business unit, one of the founder told me the definition of CEO in context of MSME is Chief Everything Officer, where the CEO has to do everything, right from growing their business, managing their customer, managing their suppliers, the whole financial aspect of the business, the taxation piece, the growth piece, marketing of business, right? So in a way, an entrepreneur like all of you have to manage all the aspects of the business. And with that thought, and actually that triggered this idea within Aditya Birla Finance, that why don't we create a platform where all dynamic entrepreneurs like you can get access to various solutions that you need to run your business. So this is a platform that does not only talk about finance. Of course, finance is a key aspect, and we provide all solutions related to finance to all of you, which are available digitally, seamlessly, on a click of a button. But we also present, and we have sort of tried to cover your ecosystem to enable you to drive your complete ecosystem towards growth. So we have solutions also for your employees, because one of the things we realized that even employees, right, who are employed in your units, business units, right, they also face sometimes difficulty in accessing finance. So there are products for them as well. There are various solutions for businesses that help you in managing your day-to-day business. There are solutions that actually can help you in growing your business, and I'll quickly over the next 5-7 minutes talk about those. So to start with finance solution, this platform offers the complete range of financial products that typically any business MSME unit, right, irrespective of the size, would need. So we have right from unsecured solution and small ticket solution, which a small micro unit would require, to even high ticket products, right, which come in shape of both secured and unsecured financial products, which typically an evolved SME would require. And all these products, lending products, are available digitally. Whereas I told you, it's an open platform. Any one of you can go try on this platform, look at the range of financial products we have, and even can apply for a loan. And for certain ticket sizes and up to 10 lakh rupees of loan, in fact, we do a real-time sanction and disbursement instantly. So within 5 to 7 minutes, as Shantanu was mentioning earlier in his address, within 5 to 7 minutes, we are able to underwrite a loan digitally for you without any paperwork. In fact, up to 3 lakhs, we don't even require any statements from businesses. Just based on with your consent, pulling your bureau track record, we are able to work out a loan offer up to 3 lakhs for very micro small businesses. And when it comes to higher ticket amounts, we again, with your consent, have all the provision to fetch your GST statement, your banking statements digitally on the platform, and then work out an offer immediately. and not only give you a sanction instantly, but even the disbursement is completely instant and digital on this platform, so that by the time you finish this process in 5 to 7 minutes, the funds are also credited in your account for whatever purpose you are looking at a loan for. For units which are bigger in size, and they also are looking at funding their vendor purchases or invoices, right, or on the channel side or distributor side, we also have a range of supply chain solution where we also give you short-term credit facility for 60, 90, 120 days to fund invoices and to fund your purchase and sale transaction. And in a way, this helps in managing your vendors, managing your customers, negotiating better deals with them, because Aditya Birla Finance is there to provide finance to the whole ecosystem and the whole upstream and downstream of your business. So all those sort of solutions are available. And of course, it's not only lending. As Aditya Birla Capital, we offer all financial products. So when it comes to protecting your business, there are insurance solutions available. When it comes to growing your money and growing your surplus, right, there are investment solutions available, which you can access everything on this platform. And hence, this platform acts as one-stop shop for all your financial requirements. These are just some representative journey screens, right? So if somebody is coming and looking for a loan, these are very self-intuitive, very simple journeys that anybody can take up. And as you can see, by providing some information, there is a loan which gets sanctioned on a real-time basis on this platform, and even the disbursement can happen if you are able to e-sign the agreement and provide us all the document digitally. As I told you, for higher ticket sizes and business units which are also looking at higher ticket loans, there are also options of secured loans. So if you have a collateral to offer, we have provisions to give you higher ticket loans, and we can look at your exact requirement and actually work out a mix of right solution with a mix of unsecured and secured lending. Now this is what Udyog Plus and Aditya Birla Finance goes an extra step, right, in solving for most of the pain points and day-to-day pain points of small business units. And this is what I was talking about. So we also have tied up with leading service providers in the country to provide you solution that typically you need on a day-to-day basis to run your business and manage your business. So for example, on Udyog Plus, and being a Udyog Plus registered user, which I told you comes free of cost, you can just go and sign up on Udyog Plus, which just takes a minute. You get current accounts from the leading private sector banks, and these current accounts come as a zero balance facility. You get access to various accounting softwares, invoicing software that typically you would need to manage your day-to-day invoices and interaction with your vendors, with your customers. There are services available related to tax filing. There are advisory services related to tax filing. So any of this, if you want to avail, you just have to come, and you know that Udyog Plus is one place where you can come and get all these services. Interestingly, we have also tied up with leading travel aggregators. And just to give you an example, this is one of the services where we see a lot of SMEs who have registered on Udyog Plus come and avail it. And this is related to travel services where, while the travel benefits and corporate travel benefits are typically available to large corporates, but when it comes to small businesses, there are no corporate travel benefits that airline offers to small businesses who would have, let's say, employees in the range of, who would have 5, 10, 15, 20, or 50 employees. What we have done is we have actually aggregated all these services for SMEs who are registered on Udyog Plus, and by virtue of being an Udyog Plus registered user, you also get access to corporate travel benefits if, let's say, you or your employees have to travel for business purpose. So all that also is available on this platform. Not only there are solutions which help you in managing your business on a day-to-day basis, we also have products and platforms on Udyog Plus itself, which helps you grow your business. And when I say grow your business, I mean it also helps you in finding new customers, finding new suppliers, so that you can expand your network while being stationed at a particular place. To actually facilitate this, we have a business networking platform on Udyog Plus where you can come, you can log on, and again, it's a free of cost service where you can come, find out prospective customers, prospective buyers. If you want to roll out a campaign, an offer, if you want to market your products, this platform is available. And right now we have over 2 million SMEs who have registered on this platform. So this gives you a vast reach in terms of marketing your products, your services, and finding out new prospective customers. I have actually seen examples where there are button manufacturers who have come on this platform and found out other players who are into shirt manufacturing, and those are the kind of trade deals that happen on this platform. So in a way, this platform also helps you in connecting with right set of players, other entrepreneurs, other businesses in your region, even outside your region, with whom you can look at business opportunities and hence grow your business. For smaller merchants and typically small shop owners who are there, typically a shop owner having a physical shop is often constrained by the geography in which one can serve. Here we have also tied up with various seller platforms on ONDC. I'm sure all of you would be aware of ONDC. So by virtue of being an Udyog Plus user, any small merchant or a shop owner can get onboarded on ONDC network and can actually start selling the goods online. So in a way, this platform also is enabling all of you in increasing the geographical reach of your business and not limiting your business just to the physical geography where you are present. So all small merchants, I would encourage, right, they can come, they can get listed on ONDC and see their business growing and start receiving orders even from geographies where they are not present. Again, I think in our panel discussion, one of the things which most of the panelists spoke about is exposure, the knowledge, the know-how of what is available in India or internationally. We have also tied up with various knowledge partners who provide all these services. So if you're looking at any knowledge content, if you're looking at specialized skilling courses for yourself or your employees, all those are again available here. And it's a huge repository that caters to various industries, whether it is services or manufacturing. All the relevant courses, knowledge content is available on Udyog Plus, which is again accessible very easily on this platform. So in a nutshell, this is a platform where you will find not only financial solution to manage your business, grow your business, it will also offer you all the core activities, or it will help you in doing all the core activities that you do typically to run your business on a day-to-day basis. And I understand all business entrepreneurs have growth ambition. There are platforms available to also then network out with like-minded people and grow your business thereon. So this is how you can access Udyog Plus as a platform. So you can access this. You can go to your mobile browser, type in this URL, or you can go to Aditya Birla Capital's website and access it from there. It's also available on your desktop, on your laptop. As I told you, registration just take a minute. It's a free of cost registration, and then once you register, it opens up all the services that we have brought in for SMEs to access and run their business. We also actively participate and work with various trade associations. And then we had certain interactions, and I see there are representatives from associations of Coimbatore, of Tirupur. We would also be happy and keen to work with you. And in a way, all the services that I spoke about, these are not only available to individual business entrepreneurs that come on this platform. We can partner with you and actually extend all these services to all the members of your association. They need not come on this platform. We can white label it. If you have any digital property, we can provide all these services and embed them there, so that your members, right, or partner members actually can access all these services right from your properties itself. So we would also be keen to engage with you, work with you, and see how all these benefits and services can be extended to the members of various small clusters or regional clusters that are available in Coimbatore. So that's also our endeavor is that every entrepreneur in India should leverage digital, because that's the buzzword today, and not only leverage digital for the heck of doing it, but leverage it in a true sense. And this is one small initiative from our side where you get a host of services on one platform, one single platform. And I would urge all of you to try this platform and spread word of this platform. And we look forward to engage with all of you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Check. Yes, thank you very much for the applause. I request Mr. Joydeep, the General Manager at economictimes.com, to felicitate Sir with a memento. And let's all cheer up for this moment. Yes, thank you. All right, we have our final session for the day. So as you all must be knowing, the Bombay Stock Exchange has been fueling IPO dreams and aspirations of MSMEs across India by facilitating access to capital markets and raising capital. Hence, to shed more light on this, please put your hands together and welcome TG Senthilvelan, the AGM Bombay Stock Exchange Regional Center, Chennai, who will be talking to us today. Can we have a big clap for sir as he comes up? Yes. Welcome, sir. The stage is yours.
Good evening, all dignitaries and the promoters and the association office bearers. I fondly remember those days when I was with my previous tenure with the Multi-Commodity Exchange. I've done a lot of sessions for the Tripur Export Association for currency hedging. I've done for SEMA for copper hedging. I've done the sessions for SICA for cotton price hedging. So mitigating the price risk, which I've done many times. And I've done this session for tea also for SME listing, how to raise fund with no cost. This was the agenda which we have done it in the past. And I don't know how many of you are really watching the capital markets and how many of you really involved in the capital markets. I'm not really sure. But still, the BSE 3 years before started with a new MD CEO joining, Mrs. Sundararaman Ramamurthy. Before that, the BSE was a white elephant, which was very white elephant, which is not even dancing, not even moving. After his joining, we set up 3 mantras for next 3 years. First year was something like, we call it as vibrant BSE. BSE was the oldest exchange, but it was not vibrant. He made it vibrant. Second year, we set a theme of called broadening and widening the markets. We did so in terms of our equities, F&O, so business generating via premiums. That's why BSE price, I don't know how many of you watching, from 400 levels to today it is trading at 5,800 levels in 2 years' time. So it's turned around everything. So third theme is that today, this year theme is that customer delight. When I say customer delight, it could mean my internal customers, my employees, my stakeholders, right, shareholders and directors. And it also means our external customers. It can be the brokers, member brokers, or the companies like insurance companies, or the mutual fund AMC like TVS Sundaram. So all these companies are also external customers. But what it is relevant to you today here is with MSME is that our main motto of the customer delight is that MSMEs this year. What are you going to do it for you this year? That is our agenda, right? So let us listen now. I mean, I will, being delayed, I'll not deep dive into SME, but I'll not cut the story also start. Because there is a reason why you have to come here for SME listing. Today's world, everyone has spoken about this 6 crore SMEs, 45% exports and 25% GDP. All these things are good. You guys are having a lot of tailwinds. Rajendran sir is there. The government gives you many measures like, Mudra and Digital India, Make in India, funds of funds. Many schemes are there, discounts are there. Even MSME, SME listings also, there is a subsidy in Tamil Nadu government, MSME division is giving, which is not being exploited, used by the MSMEs. Every year, it has been surrendered back to the government because we are not aware of it and we don't know even how to raise the funds without any cost. So if you face a lot of tailwinds, you also have a lot of headwinds. In that, you also talk about your technology, your innovation problem, your manpower problem, your unskilled labor problem. Then finally, all coming to fundraising, access to the finance and capital. There is a glitch. That's the reason why we are here now. How do we do that with BSE, right? When you do this with BSE or fundraising, there are multiple benefits are there. Basically, first of all, you are coming to a regulated platform, meaning you are complied well. Everyone will come to know this particular company is listed in BSE, meaning there is no malpractices, so everything is going good, right? And it is committed to, our platform is committed to the growth of SMEs, and we can do a lot of fundraisings and enabling the SMEs for unorganized sector to organized sector. So this is the common benefits. Let us not get into the common benefits, which is what is in it for you only we'll see. This is very important. First of all, whenever you come and list with BSE, right, for fundraising, generally you go and ask your chartered accountant. He will simply say he may not like to get it listed because your ownership rights goes off. You reduce 20% of the, your 20%, 25% of the stake. Why do you do it, sir? Don't do it. It doesn't mean that actually you are only distributing the profit. It is equivalent that you are distributing the losses also, risks also, right? It is easily risky, distribution of the risk plus you generate money. That is number one. Second is like, equity financing is the easiest way. It will not take much time. It will take only 3 to 4 months time if you are an organized company, and this is the easiest way without any great documentation. It can be done. Third is like it can be done for your acquisition funding, long-term capital requirement, and by taking this VC fund, and you can pay off your debts also. That can also be done, and it is an incentive for employees. If you are going to give use-ups to the employees will stay with you for longer time. Enhance company visibility. Why I am saying this? If you listed once in Bombay Stock Exchange BSE, your price daily, whatever the price getting traded, will be watched across India. All the trading terminals will have your script. ABC company company is trading at this rate. And whatever EGM, AGM you are planning, if you are disclosing there, obviously the entire population of the country will come to know what is happening inside your company. So this is very important. You get more visibility. Right? And monetization opportunity for the promoters. How? You have stakes and somebody else. See, when a company starts, right? First stage is called early stage. The early stage is there are a lot of risk. No one would like to come invest in with you because they must be worried about it. Then you look for seed funding, ABC funding they call. Then you call PE fundings, the VC fundings. And then there are private equity funding. Many ways are there by which you are raising funding, right? But there is one important time when you are in a growth stage. You are done, say 10 years, 20 years, or forefathers, work is there, there's a credibility attached to that. If you wanted to monetize the hard work done by your generation, you wanted to make money of it, out of that hard work, you have to come and list it in your BSE, then this money, whatever the legacy will be really paid back, right? And the investor base, if you are suppose having 10 investors with you, your family friends, now tomorrow if you come and list in BSE, the investor base will go up further. And the investors whomsoever coming may become a mentor also. They'll give more innovation ideas with which you can develop further your business. So that is the main purpose today. Everywhere this is being organized, and there are majority of the today MSME community at least listening to us. In a day in my office, we used to get 2 to 3 MSMEs visitors coming in. Must be from electronic industry, textile industry, more often from the construction companies, hotel companies, coming in asking for the solutions. But when you encounter with them, when you speak to them, they'll be running with a lot of profit, but there'll be some non-compliances. It will be a partnership firm, but it will be having more profits in the books. If at all it was a private limited company, you would get listed immediately. So there are minimum requirements are there, which I'll go through, so that if you plan today, you may be a proprietary firm, earning good number of profit. You want to expand further. What is the bottleneck for you? How do we come out of this also? We'll discuss in the upcoming presentations. So this is more important. If you say, I will not be surprised. You will not be surprised to see more numbers of SMEs got listed from Maharashtra, Gujarat. Why is that so? No, from Chennai or Tamil Nadu, you'll see 17 listed. Tomorrow there is a company getting listed at Salem. I'm going there as a chief guest, called Sanmukha Hospitals. They raised 20 crore fund. Right? If you see this, it always comes in Maharashtra, then Gujarat. Why don't we do that? Because of our conservative blood within ourselves does not allow us. We assume that someone else is coming to my chair and he is going to sit and he is going to take the control of us. That is the reason why we have been taught so, we have been fed so, and we are so. Take the case of KPR, our own example, standing example at Tirupur. Natarajan sir and their family, how good they are growing the wealth. What was their net worth a few years before? What is their net worth today? So assuming that there are a lot of testimonials also there, I'll go through that. So basically the number of company listed are more in Maharashtra and Gujarat because it's run in their blood. I wanted to inculcate that habit also within ourselves so that you should also become the very innovative entrepreneur, raise easy funds and go to the growth lane faster. So this is what the size is around. Like, up till now, 556 companies or whatever we listed, they have raised the amount of 8,780 crores. The raising fund means what? See, for example, how do I say? You can take this as an example. Today, you are running a company which makes, say, EBITDA of, say, 5 crores, right? And there are a lot of methods which there are other consultants here, they will guide you, relative industry method, for example, I'm saying. So according to that, if your company is valued at 20 times, if for example 5 crore is your PAT or EBT, and 20 times we value, your company valuation is 100 crores. Right? In that, if you are going to distribute only 25% of shares, which will be 25 crores. If you tomorrow you list your company, you will be getting 25 crores for your operational expenses or capex expenses or your clearing the debt burden. All those things can happen within the 25 crores. That easy it is. But the only thing is, you should follow the regulatory norms, compliances, for company quality, all those things are there. Once you do that, there is no cost, right? Even the listing cost of 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs are also subsidized by the Tamil Nadu government. So we need to understand what it is in it for you, then come to us. We are here to offer the host of solutions. These are all the benefits the other state guys are taking, which we are not taking. So 556 companies, 8,700 crores. Interesting, important is that when they raised it is 8,700 crores, whatever. Today it is 1,59,000 crores. Meaning I do it for today 25 crores, I raise a funds, but at the rate of say 100 rupees per share, if the share value increases, generally the investors are getting exited at 60 PE. Right? Meaning 60 times further the price goes up and they get out of the whatever the share they held. Right? That way 8,708 crores become 1,59,000 crores today. And from here, there is something called main board, where Reliance is getting traded, Tata getting traded. No, to that extent, you can move your company from this SME board to the main board. Like that, there are 190 companies have migrated to the main board. Right. This is another very important. Just see that numbers. This will be making you very interesting. This Madata engineering, right? I was there for the listing ceremony. It got listed at 75 rupees. And today, see the price. 741 rupees. When he raised, it was 42 crores. Today, the company worth is 4,131 crores. When? August 23. And today, where are we sitting? Within 1 year, 1.5 years period of time, it has become like this. Aditya Vision, that is a little old company. Cosmic, see listed at the price of say 343.14. Today, price is 1,494. I know you all know. I assume that you know how to calculate your company worth. The price into number of shares would be your company's valuation, right? Market cap. So that way, this Batata engineering value is now 4,131 crores. 1.5 years, it is only 42 crores. Right? That is the magic of SME listing, and you should get the benefit out of it. So Tamil Nadu. We are coming to Tamil Nadu. See, for example, here it is around only 17 companies. Tomorrow, one more company getting listed. If add the companies, that is 18th company, that is for 20 crores. So 409 will become 430 crores or 429 crores. This is the only thing had happened here, which means there are a lot of headroom available for us to come into the SME platform. Everybody crying, everybody speaking, every forum I'm listening that there is a fund issue, access to the capital is limited for the SMEs, and we are here open. We are here to guide you, handhold you, take you, because this is not a small thing. My process is small, but understanding this and managing with the intermediaries like, there are a lot of intermediaries like underwriters, merchant bankers, consultant, 300-400 intermediaries are there. We are there to guide you, get into them, and they will put you in a proper track record, get your company listed, you can raise the funds easily. This is interesting. This Kasanji Jewellers listed on 7th August, 140 rupees. Today it is trading at 600 rupees. Market cap, see the company valuation. When it was listed in 96 crores, today 1,408 rupees. Not even 1 year, right? And Afghan Gold Holdings. This is further interesting. It is listed in August 2024 at 108 price. Today trading at 800 rupees, meaning 8 times. If at all you bought these shares for say 1 crore, your tangible asset should be 3 crores and you should have 3 years track record, and the 2 years should be positive with 1 crore profit. This is the only thing what we require from you is that, right? 1 crore is the profit we require for the 2 years of in the preceding 3 years, and net worth of 1 crore everybody will have, tangible assets of 3 crores. This is the basic financial requirements. And otherwise, you should have a website, you should be a private limited company, there should not be any complaints in NCLT, any borrowing should not happen. All those things, compliance-wise, is there, right? Listing in BSE, compliance, regulatory, LODR, we call it as, right? Listing obligation and requirements cannot be compensated. That you have to follow. Once you are following, fundraising is easy, right? So that way, these are all the minimum observations. And it doesn't go to SEBI, right? It will only vest with the BSE. Don't think that it is like a great compliances you have to do. You go to a chartered accountant, probably he will say, yeah, sir, there are a lot of requirements we have to do. We have to furnish everything to the exchange. All those things, it is not like this. Only half-yearly report is enough. And whatever you do, you have to submit to us. It's very simple process. Because of the government pushing us, we are also very serious. As per this year theme, we wanted to make customer delight. For us, the most important customer is MSME. That is the idea. So this is a small process. I don't want to get into further serious into this. But if you wanted to go for IPO, first of all, you decide how much money you wanted to raise. What is the issue size? And what is the purpose of it? For how we are going to use it, right? So these are all the two things you have to decide. Then after that, appoint the intermediaries. As I told you, merchant banker and other things, you have to appoint the intermediaries and proper DRHP filing document and file it with BSE. We will come and inspect your site. We will recommend or not recommend, depends upon your mentioning whatever there. And when it is done, you have to do a marketing plan, road shows, then you issue the size or whatever the thing, and then people will buy it and list it one day. These are all the small processes, right? 10 steps are there. If you are a good company, already complied company, it will take 4 to 5 months. If you are not good, you have to set right your company right. Depends upon this. For example, you are not a private limited company. You have to make it private limited company. If directors are not good, some of the directors having some issue, change the director, right? All these things will be guided by the merchant banker or the consultant. Here also one Mr. Arun Dayanidhi is here. He is doing that activity for all your Coimbatore folks. So once you are all done like this, then it will be getting approved faster and your fund requirement utilization will be done, right? Beyond that, it is only about discussion of issues. I don't want to get this being the last presenter. We always have paucity of time. Basically, easy money, only compliance, regulatory requirement is very less, and we are there to handhold. My colleague, Mrs. Senthil is here, and Prajit is here. We also set up a stall over there. You can take down my number. Anytime you can call us. See, the only exchange, there are 3-4 exchanges in India. We are the only exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, will come to your office, see, get listed, get out of the burden. Please come, please take our help. Without any interest, without any problems, we are there to support you. For that, you need to be a better, compliant, regulated company. That's it, right? With this, I'll end up my presentation. Thanks a lot for patient listening.
I would like to invite Mr. Joydeep once again, the General Manager, economictimes.com, who will now felicitate Sir with a memento. Can we clap it up, audience? Yes.
for South emerging markets.
Yeah, my name is Spellingri. I take care of Coimbatore and R14 and Kerala SME product.
Hi, myself Kannan. I'm taking care of SEG for TN.
Hi, good evening. I'm Amit Agarwal. I head the sales and distribution for business loans and personal loans and supply chain finance.
Hi, myself Srinivas Rapalla. I'm the regional sales manager for South and East.
Hi, good evening. My name is Soundarajan. I'm sales manager supply chain.
Yes, so in case any of you have any queries on their platform, you can ask them the questions outside when we have our networking dinner. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You may take your place with the audience. Can we have a clap for them, everybody? Yes? Thank you. So with that, we come to the end of Coimbatore edition of ET Make in India SME Regional Summit 2025, held in association with Aditya Birla Finance Limited as our presenting partner, the New India Assurance Company Limited as our insurance partner, BSC as our SME listing enabler, and VST Grandeur as our luxury automobile partner. Thank you very much to all of our speakers, all of you for making it today. It was awesome having you here with us. My name is Hiba and I am signing off as your host. Please do have a great dinner outside.